Welcome back to the show, everybody. I just got out of an amazing conversation and conference panel with Link2, and it's a Link2 Learn, and there was some amazing people in there, and I've got a clip for you where a gentleman on there, Mark Kurtz, tells us that he has a quick equation on how XRP could be $1,200, and we talk about so much more, even the idea that the XRP token could be a stable coin and controlled like the interest rate every quarter, just like the Federal Reserve does. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. It is February 3rd, 2022. Shout out to Scott H. You know who you are. Had a great conversation with him yesterday. He's a Link2 family member, and we think the world of him. Scott, it was so great to talk to you and hear about your business and your successes, and I hope we get to do it again soon. Right here, we see $1.697 trillion market cap, ladies and gentlemen. We're off by 1.87%. I've got some straight fire conversation for you to hear from Link2 just moments ago. You're going to want every bit of it around Ripple and XRP. Right now, Bitcoin is $36,800 plus, Ethereum $2,600 plus, and Cardano is $1.05. Solana $97 and change. XRP is 60 cents right now. Looking at the price range, 0.5936 on the bottom and 0.6176 on the top. We'll keep an eye on it. This is Link2, and like I said, I've got some fire for you. You're going to want every single bit of this conversation that went on, and there's a whole bunch more that you're going to get as well. But if you refer a friend right now to link2.com, private investing made simple, and your lucky pal receive $250 in Link2 bucks, once they complete their first investment, you get $750 in Link2 bucks. How about that? You do have to be accredited, but remember, if you're hearing my voice, you're probably going to be if you aren't already. And if you're not sure, check it out. It's free to register regardless. Let's take a look at this. Blockworks, Russia Minister of Finance proposes letting banks sell cryptocurrency. Well, that escalated quickly. Last week, we were just talking about it being banned, right? So things are moving very quickly, ladies and gentlemen. And look, I think we all understand at this point, albeit a CBDC or a stable coin, they're going to wrangle in this market no matter how they classify these assets all across the world, believe it. Ripple's relationship with global regulators in stark contrast with US SEC, that is for sure. They have a great relationship over in the UK. I'm not going to read this entire article to you, but you know they've just had massive success in collaborating with Modular, and how Ripple and RippleNet are going to be effective in there and helping settle payments, including the Bank of England, BACS, CHAPS, SWIFT, SEPA, all through the Europe region. That is pretty damn remarkable right there. And let's go ahead and take a look at this, because SCB, in Thailand joined RippleNet to create innovative customer experiences. The results, real-time customer or cross-border payments for its customers. Hundreds of partners around the world and more explore partnerships and success. SCB has been with Ripple, but these are the kinds of numbers we're talking about here. $80,000 a month. 80,000 transactions a month and $400 million moving a month just in that corridors or those corridors in relationship with SCB alone. Take a look at this from Ratha Conman here. Ripple partner Lulu Exchange partnering with Network International for remittances to Visa debit cards across the Middle East and Africa. This opens up more wallets that may remit using Ripple and even ODL. Is a trial of internet and RippleNet, I said internet, is a trial of RippleNet and Visa developing, not ODL, or is Visa always inevitable? You know, I do think that, look, these things happen in phases. And obviously, we understand that, you know, you can choose to settle without using XRP on RippleNet. And in fact, 75% are not at this point, but 25% of all volume transactions are settling in XRP. Something to be said about that. These things, I think, get phased in over time, especially after we have clarity. Here's an updated version from BondCrypt XRP, Faster Payments Council. That's right, the Federal Reserve Faster Payments Council. You know, ladies and gentlemen, if you go all the way to the bottom of this list, Ripple's still on it. That's right, being sued by the SEC, and Ripple's still on it. I'd like to remind everybody that I do feel like the SEC lawsuit is, in fact, a potentially or a possibility that it is the greatest example of the Reeves test. And in the Reeves test, you must start out with the idea and understanding that what you are evaluating to see if something is a non-security note or a security note. You have to put it against a family resemblance test, and you first must start with the understanding that it is a security and prove that it isn't. And isn't it the greatest example that the SEC is suing Ripple over XRP being a security? And ultimately, I believe they will prove that it isn't. And they may even do it with the elements of the Reeves test. Now, what I'm going to play for you right now is a clip from Link 2 and the conversation that we just had. And I want to shout out to everybody there. Craig, Nick Burafedo from Link 2 as well, and Mark Kurtz. Just an incredible conversation about Ripple and XRP and its use case, how it can get its value, and things that we need to think about as we go forward and get closer and closer to some kind of resolution to either this case or certainly clarity for cryptocurrencies broadly and even stablecoins. Let me get this clip up for us here. Here we go. So shout out again to Nick Rodriguez and Craig DeCruz from Inverted Ventures Incorporated, remarkable host to this panel, and Karim and obviously Nick from Link 2 and everybody else a part of the panel, and Mark Kurtz, who was just amazing at laying this down. Listen to what he says when he's asked about XRP and how it could get its value. I'm going to let this entire clip just play because it is fantastic. So I'm just going to let it go. Here it is.
Necessarily think you have to peg it to a stable coin, because really what you're doing is you've got one stable fiat currency over here and another stable fiat currency over here, right? Where XRP's value is determined. I mean, I've seen this sort of simple calculation, but SWIFT currently, I think the number is it settles 1.2 quadrillion with a Q, quadrillion dollars a year. And that is the amount of money that gets moved. It's not necessarily the market cap of how much money we have. It's how many times does it get circulated, right? And if you have 1.2 quadrillion dollars, let's say, for example, the Ripple's, the XRP ledger system carves out 10% of that. That's $120 trillion, right? And if XRP, let's just say, for example, the total unit supply of XRP is in the marketplace at 100 billion. Well, if you take 120 trillion and you divide it by 100 billion, how many times is XRP moving? How much is it moving the unit of value? It's moving it 1,200 times, right? So each individual XRP is moving 1,200 times. So wouldn't it be fair to say that that is an enormous value? And so that value would be $1,200 per XRP if it's moving $120 trillion. So you have to look at it that way. The volume of its utility is defining the value of what the currency currently is. The stability of it is really making sure that XRP's price stays stable within the marketplace. But the other advantage that the ledger provides is if you're dealing with on-demand liquidity, So you're only borrowing the XRP for the time that you're using it. Again, the investment of having to do cross-border payments just gets cut into exponentially in cost. So I hope that makes more sense, where the value of the utility bridge currency is a little bit different, because it's based on the volume of how much it turns. The supply of money.
That makes perfect sense.
I'd like to have Brad come on with your question. After that, it's Washington, and then I'll have one or two final comments, and then we can.
Well, it's an honor to get a question from Brad Kimes.
Brad, well, you're up.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, but we can't see you.
Okay, yeah, sorry about that. My camera's not operating today. It's depending on the day. Well, first of all, Mark, it's been a pleasure listening to you and Nick and Craig. You guys have been an excellent panel. And I just think your remarks and comments have been remarkable to listen to from all of you. One of the things I wanted to suggest as a thought or a talk topic, if we could, I know we're probably limited on time, but you brought up the eliminate pre-funding of accounts, which I thought was a great point. You brought up the velocity of money. I thought it was an excellent point. One of the other things that I thought was amazing also was just that, we have to think about the idea that, the other benefit of XRP is creating a new money for this world and this financial world, right? And because I do personally believe it has to be extremely stable in order to use it. Because if XRP isn't really stable in price, then why would anyone in the world use it? You could just use the assets and fiat that are available in the world today, because they fluctuate, right?
That's right.
So
that's right.
There's your downside there. So for me, when I think about it, I think about, not only like you pointed out a great example of how it could get a $1,200 value, Mark. I just thought it was an excellent example you gave. I'd like to add to that and remind people that it's not just the asset XRP where the value comes from. The value is in the protocol, and the protocol is a decentralized ledger to the world, which ties in the old world to the new digital world. It is the first decentralized ledger to the world. So understanding that protocol is a decentralized ledger, then what we're really talking about is the ability to unlock those Nostro accounts and put a certain percentage of that collateral on that decentralized exchange for the world. And now you've provided a price floor or a price set that the financial world can count on, and they can use it every day, whether it's 3 to 5 seconds or holding it for a long period of time. They know that it will never dip below a certain amount. If we take assets and fiat from all the different sectors of the economy and industries and represent that on the ledger, the only way to truly sabotage that ledger and that token is for the world to end. And I don't mean that to sound too drastic, but that's the truth. Right? So if there's a real true commitment for this to be a decentralized ledger for all the world's money and value, that's the only way to collapse it. Right? So I offer the notion of what the World Bank has said recently in November 2021 report, that they refer to XLM and XRP as in fact stablecoins. And the question we should really be asking is if they unlock a certain amount of collateral in stages, I think there's a potential at some point we could actually see XRP price control just the way you see the Federal Reserve controls the interest rate quarterly. And as collateral and utility and liquidity makes its way onto the ledger, you could see that adjustment by the Treasury and the Fed. And let's not forget, the Fed has really been tucked into the Treasury here into the United States per the last administration. Mark, wonderful comments. I'm sorry to take up so much time. Well, there it is. I tell you, the idea of a 10% capture of SWIFT's activity daily and having a $1,200 XRP, and also entertaining the notion, what if the World Bank has it right? And what if the SEC versus Ripple is the journey in order to become money, a note, according to not just the Howey test, but the Reeves test that has been highlighted countless times in interviews by Gary Gensler and Hester Peirce. And what if that Reeves test does turn out, in fact, starting out declaring it is a security and comes to the idea and understanding that, in fact, it is a note, a non-security note. And in fact, maybe like the World Bank says, even a stable coin, maybe a $1,200 one. That's going to do it for me. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, leave a comment below, and share with somebody you know. Check out all the links in the description and comment section. They are products and services I use each and every day. And they are trusted, vetted links with great specials and deals, but you've got to click the links. I'll catch you on the next one.